Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of ezBUCKETz. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Today is a great day, especially if you're a fantasy basketball viewer. A lot of you guys have been emailing me saying, Zoom, bring back your fantasy videos. And I got good news. From December 1st to December 4th, I got fantasy basketball videos coming. In today's video specifically, we're going to be talking about the top 10 breakout players for this upcoming season. You know, the NBA has changed so much in this offseason, and I'm here to tell you guys the breakout players that are going to be absolutely amazing. So if you're a big fan of fantasy and want to draft the right players, this video is perfect for you. But quickly, before I get on with the video, I just want to say, if you're new to the channel and love basketball, welcome to ezBUCKETz. My name is Zoom, and I make basketball videos every single day. So be sure to hit the subscribe button and click this button right here, the post notification bell, to not miss any of my upcoming videos. If you watched this video and you loved it, be sure to smash that thumbs up button, guys. I would really appreciate it. It would really help out the channel a lot. Just one more thing, guys, if you want fantasy basketball advice and also want to support my channel, go check out my Patreon page. Link is down in the description. I'm trying to create the best fantasy basketball community, and I want you guys to be a part of that. But honestly, my favorite part of my Patreon is how I can directly talk to you guys. You know, I love the questions you guys ask. Should you do this trade? Should you draft this player? Should you drop this player? I love talking to you guys about basketball, especially fantasy basketball, and simply, I would love to get a chance to talk to the people that really support my channel. So if this is something you're interested in, go check out my Patreon. Link is down in the description. I want to give a big shout out to my current Patreon members. You guys are absolutely amazing. You guys are the best. I want to keep creating the best content because you guys are supporting the channel. Just one quick shout out to one active Patreon member, Murray. Me and Murray talk on a daily basis, talking about all these fantasy basketball topics. You know, should we do this trade? Should he draft this player? Big shout out to you, Murray. You're the best. But without wasting any more time, let's go straight into the top 10 fantasy breakout players. When talking about this upcoming season, there are going to be a lot of breakout players. In this video, I got 10 of the most popular, the most likely, and players that are going to be the most impactful due to some specific role changes. One thing's for sure, on draft day, keep an eye on these players. The first breakout player on my list is Shai GilgeousAlexander, and he's the most popular target. When talking about Shai, throughout this offseason, he has instantly and quickly become the #1 option for OKC's development and the #1 option for their rotation. After losing Chris Paul, Dennis Schroeder, and Gallinari, Shai is the main man in town, and I see him getting a lot of touches this year. He's 21 years old and is going to be running the backcourt, and if you see him still available at the 3rd round, around the 30th pick, I believe he's perfect at that spot. The next breakout player is Wendell Carter Jr. of the Chicago Bulls, and he's definitely one of the best young big men upcoming in fantasy. When talking about Wendell Carter Jr., his season last year was kind of on and off due to multiple small injuries he's been hit with. When talking about the Bulls, they didn't really do anything in the offseason to replace Wendell Carter Jr., and with him fully being healthy, I believe he'll be the main big man in Chicago. His per 36 last year was 14 points per game, 11.6 rebounds, and I believe Wendell is a perfect big at the 6th round mark. The next breakout player on my list is Michael Porter Jr. of the Denver Nuggets. He's also a very popular opinion because of how many forwards Denver Nuggets ended up losing in this offseason. The Nuggets lost Jeremy Grant, they lost Torrey Craig, they also lost Mason Plumlee, and with Michael Porter Jr. sometimes playing the 3 and the 4, I believe he'll be a big breakout player for the Nuggets, possibly starting at that small forward or 4 spot. We all saw how important Michael Porter Jr. was for the Denver Nuggets playoff run last year, and I do see him being a great pickup at the 7th round spot, around the 70th to 80th pick. He'll easily be the 3rd option for the Nuggets behind Jokic and Jamal Murray. Getting Porter Jr. is a no-brainer. The next breakout player on my list is Collin Sexton of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and after the moves they've made this offseason, the Cavaliers still have Collin Sexton as their #1 offensive option. Of course, when talking about Collin Sexton, all he does is points, so if you're in the 7th or 8th round and need a scoring punch, possibly plus 20 points per game, Collin is perfect in that role. There are so many rumors that Kevin Love and Andre Drummond could be traded, but Collin is 100% safe. He is currently the future of Cleveland. Get Sexton if you need a scoring punch. The next breakout player is Andrew Wiggins of the Golden State Warriors, and this is a no-brainer. After the Warriors lost Klay Thompson to an Achilles injury, who is going to be the Warriors' second scoring option behind Stephen Curry? It's pretty obvious, it's Andrew Wiggins. In my opinion, I see Andrew Wiggins averaging plus 20 points per game, and if you see him in the 5th or 6th round, grab him as fast as you can, because if Stephen Curry needs help on the offensive end, Wiggins is there. Of course, he doesn't bring much defensive stats, but from what we're hearing, Steve Kerr is helping Andrew Wiggins to use his size to be versatile on the defensive end. If Wiggins somehow becomes a defensive fantasy player, he'll be a goldmine at the 5th or 6th round spot. The next breakout player on this list is Gordon Hayward, and I believe he's a primetime breakout player due to what happened to him in the offseason. But talking about Gordon Hayward, we all know what he did. He opted out of a $34 million player option with the Boston Celtics, which means he wants a new team, wants a new role, and wants a new opportunity. After signing a 4-year contract of $120 million with the Hornets, a lot of expectation are currently on his shoulders, and I do see him being a number 1 or number 2 option for the Hornets, alongside LaMelo Ball and Devontae Graham. We all know when Gordon Hayward was healthy, he was an all-star caliber player, and I see him still being an all-star caliber player if he gets the touches and is the main guy in Charlotte. If he can average about 20 points per game, 5 boards and 5 assists, he'll be an amazing breakout player at that 6th round spot. Get Gordon Hayward as a shooting guard small forward option if he's still there. The next breakout player on this list is Markelle Fultz of the Orlando Magic, and from what we're seeing, he is the only point guard for this team after they lost DJ Augustin, him joining the Bucks. Markelle Fultz is definitely one of the best young projects in the NBA. A lot of NBA scouts have hope that one day he'll break out and be a superstar player, and this upcoming season, I do see it being a big possibility. Markelle Fultz ended the 2020 season last year with a bang, averaging about 14 points per game, flirting with triple-double numbers, and I do see him averaging plus 15 points, plus 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. If you see Markelle Fultz at the 8th or 9th round, I do see him being worthy at that pick. The next breakout player on this list is OG Anunoby of the Toronto Raptors, and I know for sure that this year, he's going to be a big factor of their future, a big factor of their front court, and a big factor of their rotation and how successful they will be. When talking about the Raptors last postseason, Nick Nurse tried a rotation where OG played the 4 and Siakam played the 5. The Raptors brought an amazing small ball lineup that was very efficient, very successful. After the Raptors lost Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol, I do see OG stepping up into a bigger role, potentially averaging about 15 points per game. With a lot of defensive stats, I believe getting OG at the 8th or 9th round is worth it if he's still available. Don't reach for OG though, he's still behind Lowry, Fred, and Siakam, but he's easily a 4th option for Toronto. The next breakout player on my list is Kelly Oubre Jr. of the Golden State Warriors, and he's in the exact same situation as Andrew Wiggins when it comes to the question, who is the next man up after the Klay Thompson injury? When Klay Thompson got injured, the Warriors acted fast and gave away future 1st round picks in order to get Kelly Oubre Jr. One thing's for sure, I see Kelly Oubre starting at the small forward spot and Andrew at the 2, and that's why I believe Kelly Oubre could potentially be a 17 to 19 points per game player. Get Kelly Oubre if he's still there at the 7 to 8 spot. I do see him being a nice scoring punch with minimal defensive stats. And the last breakout player is possibly one of my favorites, and that's Lonzo Ball, guys. You know, to me, Lonzo Ball, I've always had hope that one day he'll be a fantasy stud. And this year, after Drew Holiday got traded to the Bucks, it is time for Lonzo to run that point guard spot with no competition, no strings attached, no restrictions. Lonzo is the point guard in New Orleans. I see Lonzo this year getting a lot of touches, averaging plus 10 points per game, possibly plus 9 rebounds and 9 assists. And if you guys need a triple-double threat on a nightly basis, Lonzo Ball is perfect at the 5th or 6th round spot. Lonzo Ball, in my opinion, definitely one of the biggest breakout players in this fantasy season. But ultimately guys, this wraps up my video for today on the top 10 breakout fantasy players. What's most important to me is I want to know what you guys think. Are there any other players that I missed? Are there any other breakout players? Put your thoughts in the comment section down below. But other than that, take it easy, God bless, and I'll see you all next time on Easy Buckets. Woo!